I, Liam, have also done stuff.
Oh, what stuff did Jack do?
I'm going to do some spoiler-free reviews about the stuff that I did, Liam.
Did you watch any more anime?
No.
Okay, because those go down so well.
That's not why I'm not watching any anime at the moment, Liam.
I know.
I did more reading.
Oh, so you've kept it up?
Yep.
Alright, so...
I think I did less books this time than last time.
Okay, for anyone who listened to last week's episode, they may have noticed when you was doing your book reviews that the first one, I was kind of dismissive and snarky.
Yeah.
And then the second one, it was like I did a 180 and I was suddenly really engaged and enthused. And what they didn't hear, if they didn't see the exclusive video on YouTube, was there was another book review where you kind of had a go at me for not being...
I'm sorry, did I have a go at you?
Yeah.
I think if they go and listen to it, Liam, they'll hear you be snarky and dickheady again, and then us fall out for a while about my reviews, and then you agree to try to be positive in the next one.
Yes. So I'm going to try and be positive again, Jack. So...
I don't mind you being snarky.
No.
Just not immediately.
I am very excited to hear about these reviews.
Okay. Well, Liam,
Yes.
the first two books that I read
Yes.
are the sequels to the last book I was talking about last time.
Was it the 100,000
Yeah,
Kingdoms?
the 100,000 Kingdoms. That's the
Okay.
one. So I read book 2 of that and book 3, which are the Broken Kingdoms and the Kingdom of Gods.
Yeah.
Right? So now that I've finished that, I can talk about the series and the things that I liked and didn't like.
Okay, of course.
So the good parts about this whole series
Yeah.
are every book you get a different character as the main character that you're following.
Okay.
So the first one, you're following a girl who has just come to this big city and is trying to learn how to deal with the political climate there.
Yeah, well, you've already reviewed the first one.
I know, I'm just refreshing you. I'm not going to review it again. I'm
Okay.
just catching you up with the thing.
All right, thank you.
The second book, you then... so at the end of the first one, some stuff happens and things change in the world. And the second one starts immediately after the first one. And you're following a blind artist who works in the lower levels of this city, where the poor people live.
Yeah.
She sells her art to tourists.
How does she know if she's good?
So that's her, because so far the first character had some magic but didn't know how to use it very well. This second one, she can see magic but she can't see anything else. So when she does art,
Yeah.
if she does a painting, she can see what she's painting because you discover that her form of magic has something to do with her paintings. So she can sort of see. And there's also, you'll remember, Liam, because I know you pay a lot of attention to these reviews.
Yeah.
You'll remember that there were a lot of gods in the first one.
There's loads.
In this second one, a lot of the gods are in the city now and just walk around and are free to do what they want.
Oh, I thought they were in the first one.
In the first one, they were all enslaved.
Right, okay.
So in the second one, there's a lot less enslaved gods.
Okay, got you, yeah.
Without huge spoilers.
Yeah.
But so there's a lot of gods walking around, and you find out that this girl has had a relationship with a god. She's friends with a couple of other gods. She's very heavily tied into the gods world.
Okay.
Because there's some stuff about how she's got weird eyes, which is why she's blind. And all the gods think her eyes are amazing, and all the mortals are oh, they're kind of hideous, and I don't like them.
Okay.
Kind of weird, but
Yep.
But you follow her, and her story is really interesting, and you get to look at it. It just totally focuses on a whole other aspect of this world than you got in the first one, which I think is really cool. The issues are, I guess, I love following a character through 3 books and getting the sort of sequel to that story, and the character from the first book does appear in both sequels.
Yeah.
But because you're not directly following her, there's some sort of sadness in the fact that you're I really liked her, and now I'm following someone else.
So would you say that the other characters aren't as strong as her?
The second one is.
Yeah.
The third one is also strong, but in his own way.
Okay.
I think definitely the first book's the best one, in my opinion.
Okay.
This second one is the second best, and then the third one's the weakest, although it's still really good.
Okay.
But yeah, so you get all this stuff in the second one, which is set after that. Then the third one is, instead of following a mortal or someone... So you get the first perspective is a mortal in the city. The second one's a sort of mortal with more magic powers who's tied into the gods a lot heavier.
Yeah.
And then in the third one, you follow a god.
Okay.
And I was a bit I don't know how they're going to do this because, it's very easy to understand how a mortal thinks. but they actually do a really good job because the way they've structured these gods are that they have a specific aspect that they follow. So there's like a god of jealousy, a god of hunger, all that sort of thing. And those gods are strongest when they're doing what their thing is.
Okay.
So the god of hunger has the most power when she's trying to devour things or around people that are hungry or hungry for love, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's not always a literal take.
It's exactly, it can be interpretive.
Yeah.
And the god of hunger does like evolve over the book. She's a minor character, but she does evolve over the books.
Okay.
And starts being a bit less like, I'm going to eat everything, and is like, oh, I also am strong if I'm around people who are just looking for power.
Yeah. Okay.
But in the third one, you follow the god. He's the first child of the gods. So there's 3 main gods and then all their children. Mm-hmm. And he's the first of the children. And his name's Sia. And he's the god of trickery and childhood. So he's one of the oldest gods, but he acts like a child.
Okay.
So it's kind of easy to like understand what his decisions are, because he'll do something and be like, I'm going to just do a prank. Even though there's going to be repercussions and it might not be the best time to, make all of the toilet seats cold.
Yeah.
He'll just do it because that's what kids do.
Yeah. Of course.
But like he basically loses his powers right at the beginning of the book, and you are following him as he actually ages. This guy who's been a 10-year-old child for millions of years has to actually grow up, and it's this weird like that is also killing him because by not being a child, that's the opposite of what he should be doing. So it is killing him. But it's like, and then he, there's like a whole love interest with him, and there's all these interesting sort of character traits that you discover about him. And honestly, it's really interesting. It's just not as strong as the first 2.
Okay.
But still worth reading, I reckon. I reckon the second one's probably a 4 again, and then the third one maybe a 3.5.
Yeah, and so you would recommend these to someone who's into like fantasy fiction?
Yes, if you like political stuff as well, this one's really good. If you're less into, swords and action, this series is really good.
Okay, cool.
I think there's next to no fighting. Might be a couple of bits.
Okay.